Hello Power Rangers fans and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today, I'm taking a look at the Dino Fury Face-Off Pack, which is a thing. So, I don't actually know if this is a Walmart exclusive. That's the only place that I've seen it sold for currently. But this is a very interesting pack here because, well, first of all, plastic-free packaging, as you can very much see. This is sort of a sequel to the Dino Fury Showdown pack, which had the Void Knight figure being re-released alongside this bike and the Red Ranger with the fire armor. So as you can see, Hasbro has spared no time reusing that bike mold. It's very much going to be similar to the exact same thing. But essentially, this set, we kind of had a leak for it, or we did have a leak for it a couple of months ago. There were some pictures popping up of upcoming figures from like international countries, and it showed the Blue Ranger with the Terra Freeze armor, it showed a Lord Zedd figure, and it showed Void King alongside the Dino Master Gold Ranger. And we kind of assumed that all four of those figures were going to be a brand new wave for the fall of Dino Fury toys, and that was half correct. Two of those figures are actually a wave, the next wave of Dino Fury figures, which I don't have yet, and the other two are here. They're not in a wave, they can only be got here in this 2-pack, which, like I said, is being sold on Walmart right now. It was like $26 something. The link for it will be in the description below. But people have also been finding it in stores as well. But I don't know if it's a Walmart exclusive. It might be popping up in other stores and stuff. I feel like it probably will, or it could be a Walmart exclusive. I really don't know. So as you can see, we have the Blue Ranger with the Terra Freeze armor, and we have a basic figure for Lord Zedd, which is really cool because we already know from the Season 2 back half trailer that Lord Zedd is coming back to kind of be the main final antagonist for Dino Fury, kind of, I guess. And then we have Lord Zedd artwork right there, which does look really cool. This figure is still a little bit more based off of his Mighty Morphin original appearance than his Dino Fury appearance, in my opinion, which kind of annoys me because, you know, we have Lightning Collection versions and stuff of him. We don't need a basic figure of him. But, like, I would like to see a figure of his more Dino Fury-esque appearance, so I don't know. And then over here we just have regular Ollie artwork, not even the Terra Freeze. But we have very nice artwork right there of Ollie, and then very nice artwork of Zedd. And on the back, just very similar stuff. It shows you that the bike has a little bit of functionality to it. It looks like with the wings that you have on the back of the figure. And on the top, you just get the Dino Fury logo. And on the bottom, here's the barcode for it if that's important for anybody, if it's helpful for any reason. So I do like the packaging. You know, it's very similar or very simple. It doesn't really need to do much. I like it better than the plastic-free approach because I think it was plastic-free on the Showdown pack. That one you could just touch everything, like, you know, just hooked in with like those little rope things. So I didn't really like how it was not really protecting anything. But this is, at least in a way. So here's a little safety pamphlet thing, per usual, and then everything is wrapped in the now iconic Hasbro tissue paper. If I can get it out of the box, please. Oh wow. Well, I just bent the box trying to grip it. There we go. We finally got somewhere, so we'll just leave the box back here for a second. So this is, or I thought this was the bike, but these are the figures, I think. So let's go ahead and, well, there's Zedd at least. Okay, so everything's just wrapped in tissue paper. Just both of them? Oh, wait, well, here's Zedd. Oh my god, look at that Z head crest. That thing got bent to hell being wrapped in tissue paper like that. It's not so bad, I suppose, but wow. Okay, so that's one downside of this. Here's this staff. I think Ollie's also buried in here. So let's dig him out. If I can. Oh, I got him. Oh, wait, no I didn't. I forgot his wing. Is that everything in here? That's another thing I'm like, cautious about, like, throwing these away because I'm afraid that, like, I'm going to accidentally throw away an accessory. But we do have the figure, we have the wings, and we have the Chroma Fury Saber. And then we have the bike in here, and that's it. That's it. So, okay, doing good. And then it's just wrapped in a whole mountain of tissue paper as well. With this weird little stain on it. That's cool. What is that? Alright. And the bike. Okay, so let's kind of clean this up here and we'll come right back. Okay, so here's everything out of the box. And, you know, it's not a bad set by any means. I do think that the packaging kind of hurt it a little bit. Taking a look at the Zedd here, you can see his leg's a little bent, like right here below the knee. And like I said earlier, the whole crest is definitely bent on mine. which is certainly unfortunate. You would not want that happening with these figures, or really anything, honestly. But I get it with the tissue paper packaging. But kind of just taking a look at Zedd here, I do think the sculpting is very nice. I also think that the paint is pretty good for, a basic figure. This would have been like a regular like $10 figure. So it's not going to be, or I guess $12 now. It wouldn't really be the most detailed and painted thing in the world, but I do like that they even got the whole kind of spinal cord kind of going. And I mean, I guess even in the chest design a little bit, it's a little bit more of the Dino Fury inspired design, but it pretty much is still just primarily the Mighty Morphin inspired design. And like I said, wish that they just would have taken this opportunity to make a more Dino Fury Zedd figure than a Mighty Morphin one, but because it is a brand new mold and everything, but they didn't. But basically, you have the same kind of basic articulation that you would on any of the other basic figures. He does have legs that can move out, which was something that the Beast Morphers ones never could. But the Dino Fury ones have been pretty good about giving the villains pretty much the same level of articulation as the Rangers do, so no waist or anything. And the head is on a ball joint. So, I like this Zedd figure. Obviously, the Lightning Collection version is infinitely better, which we will take a look at momentarily. The staff is very similar to the Lightning Collection one, actually. It's not the Lightning Collection one, but it is very similar. It's just a cheap gray plastic. You have the Z and the point. I think the point's facing the correct direction, which was a problem on the original Lightning Collection release back in 2019. All the way back in Wave 1, actually. But you can have him hold the staff and, kind of have him stand there. I mean, I'm terrible at posing figures, especially the ones that don't have too much articulation, but, it's a fun little Zedd figure. I like that it's included. So there he is. And then kind of, I guess the main draw, I think the Zedd is probably more of a main draw, but you do get Ollie, this time with the Terra Freeze armor on, or the Terra armor, or whatever we're calling this thing. So this is another one of those armors from Ryusoulger, which it does not look like we're going to get all of them, but I'm honestly more surprised that we even have 2 of them than not getting all of them. But I figured we either would get, like, none of them at all, or all of them, I don't know. But I'm happy we have at least 2 of them here. So this is very similar to the Red Ranger one that had the fire one. Obviously, you don't get the whole gauntlets and everything, which would make this, like, fully accurate. But you do kind of get the main things that you would want off of it. You do get these nice wings that you can attach as well. So we can go ahead and attach this one back there, and this one back here. I think I have them facing the correct way, and they can rotate out, which does look pretty cool. I definitely do like that quite a bit. And then obviously you can see the armor is just kind of floating on there. It's very somewhat loose on the shoulder or on the chest. Actually, quite a bit. I think a lot more than the orange one was on the Red Ranger. But this is basically the same basic figure buried underneath of it. Thankfully, it is the one with the helmet that has the correct paint applications and doesn't have all that silver in the middle that it's not supposed to have. So I'm very happy that they at least gave it that. He also has the Chroma Fury Saber, which was something they didn't really start doing until the Amazon 5-pack and Green and Black in the most recent wave. So, at least you get everything you would want from Ollie out of this. And I do understand why they don't include the gauntlet pieces, because that allows you to swap the armor around, and I don't really know how they would have done the gauntlet pieces, to be honest. So there is that, and we will take a look at that briefly in a second, because we have the bike, which it's fine. So, it's like, I don't really need this at all. I don't know if this one's going to be in the show. The one that was in the original Showdown pack is vaguely based off of the one that we see in Season 2, but even that is kind of a stretch. I don't know. It's fine. It's a little bit different. It's just a very blue bike. It has a little kickstand that you can fold in and out. You would think that, like, this mouth opens or something, but it doesn't. It just kind of looks like it does because it's like a separate piece. And then the new piece back here is this weird wing piece. Now, they do show on the back of the box, if you wanted to do this, taking the wings off of the figure and then attaching them to the back here. So it's almost like this would be some kind of, like, gliding bike or something. Almost like, makes you think of, like, the hovercraft bike that Ethan had. I think it was Ethan in Dino Thunder. Yeah, that's or, like, the hovercraft cycle from Overdrive. But you kind of just get the figure's hands around those handlebars, which is, a little tight. You want to be careful because I feel like these could easily snap off. And we'll kind of just get him situated, something like that. You can have him fly around. You can have him fly into Zedd. And, Zedd won. You can have him fly into Zedd. There we go. He defeated Zedd. So you can have him fly around or do whatever you want with that. But, it's a fun little feature. I do like that you can clip the wings on the bike because it does give you more functionality than the original version did, which didn't have you do anything, which we will start bringing in figures and stuff like that for comparisons now. So we'll go ahead and just kind of fix Ollie up. He definitely feels a lot looser than like other Dino Fury figures, which might be a complaint, but also kind of is okay. Here is the original bike. So this is the one that was in the Showdown pack. And we'll go ahead and fold out the kickstand. Molding wise, it is exactly the same thing. Like, exactly. They just painted the eye a different color, and then they added this new piece, which there's ports for, actually. So I guess we should have seen that coming. There's two little ports there that they made this new molded piece. I don't think you can take this piece off. Yeah, it's like glued in there. I don't want to like try to take it off, but like in theory, they made this new piece that just fits into these little slots up here, and they just made this whole little gliding piece. So like I said, I think that they probably put a little bit more into this than this one, but this one is technically the more show accurate, kind of, but even, like I said, even that's a stretch. Oop, and then, actually, we'll go ahead and take the wings off of here, because I do want to show them off for what we're going to compare it to next. Next, we'll go ahead and bring in, here is the Red Ranger figure that had the armor the first time around. So very, very similar kind of thing. So obviously they are sculpted. And like I said, I'm happy we got at least two of these. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get the Lightning one, the one that Gold has, or the Packy one, or the Cosmo Raptor ones. I think that's all there is, though. Just those three that we didn't get. Technically, the separate versions of the Raptors, too. So there's like three primary ones that we didn't get. Now, it is a little difficult to swap these, because from the best that I can tell, you have to take the heads off. Alright, so I got Reds off without having to take the head off. It's just very kind of hard to maneuver it around. Because, like, I mean, they don't technically advertise that you can take these off, but you can. There's like a little, like, slit in the back here that kind of makes it open up a little bit, which makes it seem like it or imply that you can take it off and swap them all over the place. But the horns on his head, okay, make it a little difficult, but you can do it. So then I guess we can go ahead and try to plop the Terra onto Red, which is something he does use in the show, so there is that. And I guess we can go ahead, and I think he actually does use this one as well. I think Ollie does use the orange one. They go on a lot easier, that's for sure. So here's kind of an armor swap. So, you know, I do like that you can do that if you wanted to, and we'll go ahead and take the wings, and we'll plop them on there as well, just to complete the look. And there we go. So there's kind of an armor swap. And then if you're curious, because I'm sure people are going to ask, see, it's a little tricky. If you bring in the Lightning Collection one, so this is Lightning Collection Dino Fury Red, which this one I will just take the head off because it'll be so much easier. You can slot the armor onto the Lightning Collection figures as well, which is something I wasn't able to show off with the orange armor the last time because this figure, the Lightning Collection figure, didn't exist. So obviously it's not perfect either because it doesn't have the gauntlets either, but it does, since they are very similar in scale, or the Lightning Collection figures and the basic figures are basically the same exact scaled figure. You can swap the armor and it doesn't look too terrible. That also means you can put this armor on like any Ranger for the most part for the Lightning Collection, so that is a pretty cool feature. I mean, I guess is a feature. I think it's more of an accidental feature than anything else. But you'll also be able to put it on blue because we are getting a Lightning Collection Dino Fury Blue figure as well. So that is coming in the pipeline and you'll be able to swap it around. But that's going to do it for that part. We will go ahead and bring in the Lightning Collection Lord Zedd figure as well, because I'm sure people are going to want to see a comparison between the basic one and the Lightning Collection one, which, I mean, is really no contest. The Lightning Collection one even towers over this dude. But this is the 2020 GameStop wedding version of the figure. I mean, it's so much better. I mean, there's really no contest. I'm actually surprised by how tiny he is compared to... I mean, he still scales with, like, the basic figures, but, like, I guess I never really realized how big Zedd's Lightning figure was, or a little bit more bulkier. But, I mean, you know, this is, like, well, I was going to say this is half the price of this one, but this was $20 when it came out. Technically, it was like, what was it, $50 in the wedding set, but that went on clearance all the time, so it was like $25. So I guess this is still technically half the price of that. So, you know, you're not going to be, you know, expecting the same level of quality, but it's a fun little comparison. It's a fun little set. But I think that is going to pretty much do it for my little review of this Showdown set, or well, that was the first one, the Face-Off set, with the Dino Fury Blue Ranger figure with Terra armor and Lord Zedd figure. So, like I said, I can recommend this set if you're a Dino Fury figure or basic figure completionist or whatever it may be. There are no Dino Fury keys in this set, so there's nothing. If you're collecting just those keys, you don't have to get this set to track those down or anything. But this is going to be the only way for you to get the Terror armor and a basic figure of Zedd in this toy line, as far as we know. Although I'm pretty confident in saying that we will not get another releases of it anywhere else. So, like I said, I'm not sure if this is a Walmart exclusive, but that's where I got mine, from Walmart.com. And I will be leaving a link to it in the description below if you'd like to pick one up as well. And like I said, it's pretty fun. I do recommend it. So until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LiveRangerKey or at LadyFigPR, and I'll see you all next time.